Man, I woke up hungry as hell. Ain't thinking about crime. Ain't thinking about drama. Just pancakes. Rolled out of bed, put my Crocs on wrong. Dog barked twice like he knew something was wrong. Saw a squirrel in the yard wearing camouflage, trying to steal my newspaper. I ain't asked no questions, balls. Headed downtown to the Sunrise Grill, dreaming about pancakes and a refill. Old man outside selling haunted cheese said, "Watch for the van." I said, "Whatever, chief." Walked inside, waitress fighting the mime, cook throwing biscuits like they're running out of time. A duck in a necktie reading the news, table 7 full of bikers and kangaroos. I said, "Can I get pancakes?" Lady said, "Maybe." Then somebody screamed, "The pocket meter's having a baby." I just wanted pancakes. That was the whole damn plan. Every time I leave my house, something gets out of hand. I just wanted breakfast, coffee in a little white cup. Next thing you know, the fire department showing the hell up. Now everybody outside looking at the street. Marching band coming through without any feet. Accordion player riding on a goat. Mayor in the kiddie pool floating in the moat. I saw a yellow van parked by the alley. Thought nothing of it, wasn't really my rally. Guy in a trench coat carrying a case dropped it in a puddle and ran from the place. Meanwhile, a goose stole my wallet again. Pretty sure it's the same one from way back when. Chased him 3 blocks through a laundromat, lost in near exit 17. Imagine that. Radio crackled from a pawn shop door. "Attention citizens," then nothing more. I just wanted pancakes. That was the whole damn plan. Every time I leave my house, something gets out of hand. I just wanted breakfast, coffee in a little white cup. Next thing you know, the fire department showing the hell up. Never got my pancakes. Goose got my wallet. Parking meter had twins. Whole town smelled like mayonnaise. And what was up with that yellow van? Yeah. Man, I ain't asking for much. Just a fishing license. That's it. Pulled up downtown in a borrowed sedan. Radio talking about a one-armed man. Lady selling watermelons out of canoe. Asked if I wanted one, I said probably 2. Walked in the office, took a number to wait. Mine said 86, they was on 28. Dude beside me had a possum on a leash, trying to teach a karate in basic speech. TV in the corner said the weather looked fine. Then switched to cartoons about organized crime. Old lady knitting by the front door made a sweater for a horse she don't own no more. Then the lights went out for a second or two. Everybody stayed calm, so I guess I did too. I just need a fishing license, a little card and I'll be gone. Why's there always something happening everywhere I wander on? I ain't starting no trouble, I ain't got nothing to prove, but chaos keeps finding me like it knows my next move. Finally got my paper, headed down to the lake. Bought a soda in a gas station, stayed. Pelican smoking by the boat ramp again. Pretty sure he owes money to somebody named Glenn. Cast my line, felt a tug real quick. Pulled up a briefcase tied to a stick. Thought that ain't normal, tossed it back in. Ain't my business where it's been. Saw the yellow van across the shore. Same ugly thing I seen before. Then that goose showed up with my wallet still. Looking all smug, standing on the hill. I yelled, "Give it back!" He just honked and ran. Jumped in the van with a one-eyed man. Thought I was crazy, but I know what I saw. Goose wore sunglasses and broke 3 laws. Guy in a necktie talking to a raccoon, pointing at a map in the middle of June. Then a siren sounded somewhere near. Everybody left, but nobody looked scared. I just need a fishing license, a little card and I'll be gone. Why's there always something happening everywhere I wander on? next move. Caught 3 fish, 1 tire, a traffic cone, and somebody's tax records. Not a bad day. Packed up early when the sky turned green. Weirdest damn thing I ever seen. Helicopter hovering over exit 17, chasing 6 alpacas in a limousine. News guy yelling through a megaphone. Citizens remain calm. Then he dropped his phone. Everybody scattered, nobody knew why. Goose drove past in a go-kart flying by. Still had my wallet hanging from his beak. That bird been terrorizing me all week. Radio came on by itself. If you've seen the briefcase, do not. Yellow van vanished behind the trees. Pelican waved like he knew something I didn't see. I got in my car and headed back home, trying to figure out why weird stuff follows me alone. Got my fishing license, didn't catch no fish. Pretty sure that goose is working with somebody. Anyway, see y'all tomorrow.
Man, I just wanted a funnel cake. That's all, a funnel cake. Gosh darn it! Excuse my French.
Pulled up to the county fair around 3:30. Parking lot packed as far as I could see. Dudes selling bootleg chickens from a folding chair. Said they came certified, I don't know by who or where. Walked through the gate, smelled corn dogs and smoke. Saw a clown riding a tractor telling pirate jokes. Lady wrestling a scarecrow near the Ferris wheel. Nobody seemed concerned, so I assumed it wasn't real. Cow won first place for interpretive dance. Accordion band playing gangster rap in France. Bought 5 tickets, lost 4 somehow. Still don't know where they went, and I ain't asking now. I just wanted a funnel cake, powdered sugar on my shirt. Every time I leave the house, reality gets hurt. I just wanted one good day, maybe ride the Ferris wheel. Next thing you know, I'm questioning if any of this is real. Headed toward the food court, stomach growling loud. Saw Colonel Kevin waving at the crowd. Big corn mascot, 6'3", looked directly at me. That felt weird to me. Then I spotted that goose from across the way, working security for the petting zoo that day. Still had my wallet hanging from his neck. Bird flashed a badge. What the heck? Tried to chase him, but I got distracted by a pig and a magician getting legally married. Yellow van parked behind the livestock tent. Thought I'd check it out, then somebody yelled, "He went!" Guy in a trench coat grabbing a briefcase, jumped the fence and vanished without a trace. Colonel Kevin pointed toward exit 17, then immediately disappeared behind a cotton candy machine. I just wanted a funnel cake, powdered sugar on my shirt. Every time I leave the house, reality gets hurt. I just wanted one good day, maybe ride the Ferris wheel. Next thing you know, I'm questioning if any of this is real. Funnel cake, never acquired. Wallet, still stolen. Goose, still employed somehow. Sun went down and things got strange, even by this town's standards. Things change, radio broadcast over the loudspeaker. Attention citizens. Then there was a banjo solo. Everybody clapped like that was normal. Meanwhile, a llama won Employee of the Month. Fireworks launched sideways through the sky. One spell, don't trust the dog. Then fizzled out and died. Saw Colonel Kevin near the parking gate, talking to the pelican from the lake. Yellow van started up and drove away. Goose in the passenger seat, looking proud as hell. powdered sugar on my shoe, wondering what all these weird people do. Then the Ferris wheel stopped and the lights went black. I went home, I'm not dealing with that. Never got my funnel cake. Goose still got my wallet. Colonel Kevin knows something, and I'm starting to think that van ain't normal.
Man, my license expired. I figured I'd go renew it. Big mistake. Walked in the DMV at 9:03. Took a number, got a ticket marked D. Looked at the screen, nearly fell apart. They was currently serving A17. Good start. Guy beside me sleeping in a lawn chair. Said he'd been there since the county fair. The lady at the counter fighting the fax machine, talking about it knows what it's seen. Vending machine selling loose spaghetti. Security guard looked nervous already. Kid in the corner training a squirrel to drive. Honestly, the squirrel looked more qualified. DMV Blues, I should have stayed home. Every time I try to do something normal, the weirdness follows along. DMV Blues, I ain't got a clue. I came for a license renewal. Now I'm caught in whatever y'all do. Finally got caught up around noon. Lady said smile, camera flashed too soon. Picture came out looking possessed like I hadn't slept in about 6 weeks. She printed it anyway and said close enough, what a relief. Then I saw that goose walk through the door wearing a little suit from a thrift store. Walked straight to the front of the line, didn't even take a number, that's a crime. He handed over my wallet with a wink. DMV lady didn't even blink. Said thank you, Mr. Goose, Mr. Goose. Since when does he have paperwork? DMV Blues, I should have stayed home. Every time I try to do something normal, the weirdness follows along. DMV Blues, I ain't got a clue. I came for a license renewal. Now I'm caught in whatever y'all do. Yellow van rolled past the front glass doors, same one I seen before. Colonel Kevin driving, Pelican riding shotgun, raccoon in the backseat holding a clipboard. At this point I ain't even surprised, and every computer in the building beep. Every screen flash, exit 17 3 times. Nobody reacted, not one person. Lady next to me kept crocheting a pumpkin. Radio crackled overhead if you've encountered the briefcase. Static, then elevator music, then static again. Guy in a trench coat walked through the lobby, dropped the briefcase right beside me. Before I could even say a word, the lights went out. When they came back on, the briefcase was gone. I'm gonna be honest, I'm starting to think this town got issues. Building evacuated around 3:45 because somebody found alpacas on the second floor. Goose got employee of the month somehow. I stopped asking questions by now. Got my license and headed outside. Yellow van disappearing on the county line. Thought about following it for a minute, then I remembered I got tacos at home. License renewed, wallet recovered, still no answers. And somehow the goose now outranks me in government paperwork. Man, I ran out of clean underwear.
This whole thing started with laundry. Rolled up to suds and stuff around 10. Lady at the counter had a pet penguin. Machine number 4 was growling real low. Machine number 7 refused to let go. Old dude folding towels in a pirate hat, arguing with a cactus about baseball stats. Some kid traded quarters for a bag of beans. Honestly, I've seen stranger things. Dump my clothes in and grab a seat. Vending machine, so spaghetti and meat. Looked in my wallet for a coupon or two. Found a photo of a baboon, that's new. Picture on the back said, see you soon. I figured it was some kind of promotion. Spin cycle, round and round it goes. Every time I try to do normal stuff, nobody knows. Spin cycle, I'm losing my grip. I came to wash my blue jeans, now reality's doing flips. Machine started shaking across the floor, knocked over 3 baskets in a hardware store. Manager yelled, not again! Like this happens every weekend. And looked outside through the front glass pane, saw that yellow van parked in the rain. Colonel Kevin standing by the side, pelican smoking while the raccoon drove by. Then Mr. Goose walked out the back, carrying a briefcase and a burlap sack. I said, hey, ain't you that bird? He honked once, then disappeared without a word. At this point I should have been alarmed, but my socks were still damp and that caused more harm. Spin cycle, round and round it goes. Every time I try to do normal stuff, nobody knows. Spin cycle, I'm losing my grip. I came to wash my blue jeans, now reality's doing flips. Found a map in my wallet, don't remember owning the map. Says exit 17, probably unrelated. Radio in the laundromat crackled alive, scared a guy cutting coupons with a butter knife. Attention citizens, static. Then polka music, then static again. Everybody nodded like it made perfect sense. Meanwhile, a goat climbed over the fence. Yellow van started pulling away. Goose looked back at me for half a second that day, almost like he was trying to tell me something. Or maybe geese just do that, I don't know. Machine finally stopped around 3:15. Every sock I owned that multiplied by 3. I left with more clothes than I brought inside. I'm still not sure that's legal. Laundry done, wallet's still weird, map's still there, and somehow I own 37 left socks now. Man, I wasn't even supposed to be there. I got invited to a funeral. Seemed respectful. Pulled up to the cemetery dressed in black. Tried to act normal, but I'm bad at that. Guy at the gate sold hot dogs and flowers. Said he only worked Tuesdays and solar showers. Walked past a statue wearing sunglasses. 3 ducks carrying tiny caskets. Accordion music drifting through the breeze. Pretty sure one gravestone sneezed. Found my seat in the second row. Didn't know the deceased, but I figured I'd go. Preacher started talking about life and loss, then got interrupted by a miniature horse. Nobody reacted. Not even a little. Rest in pieces. I don't know what's real. Everywhere I go these days, things get weird for real. Rest in pieces. Somebody explain. I came here for a funeral. Now my brain hurts again. Service ended and folks shook hands. Saw a yellow van parked by the stand. Same yellow van I've seen before at the lake, the fair, and the DMV door. Colonel Kevin standing by a tree, pretending not to stare at me. Pelican nearby with a cup of tea. Raccoon holding paperwork, secret deliberately. Then I spotted Goose near a fresh dug grave, digging around like he was looking for something saved. Still wore that little necktie too, like this was official Goose business to do. I yelled, "Hey, you still owe me for emotional damages!" He honked and kept digging. Rest in pieces. I don't know what's real. Everywhere I go these days, things get weird for real. Rest in pieces. Somebody explain. I came here for a funeral, now my brain hurts again. Found another thing in my wallet. Little piece of paper. Says, meet at exit 17. Probably junk mail. Sky turned orange round 4:15. Wind started rattling every cemetery door. Radio on the groundskeeper's truck came alive. Attention, citizens. The briefcase must not. Static. Then polka music, then static. Again. Meanwhile, Goose pulled a key from the dirt, dropped it in the briefcase underneath his shirt. Colonel Kevin nodded to the Pelican guy. Then they all watched the van slowly drive by. For 1 second, I almost followed it, but somebody yelled, "Free pie!" And honestly, that changed my priorities. Funeral was nice, got 3 slices of pie. Found a key in my coat pocket, don't remember putting it there. Probably unrelated. Probably unrelated. Man, my old couch broke. 1 leg snapped off. Whole thing leaned like it owed money. Yeah. Headed down to Big Larry's furniture barn, looking for a couch that wouldn't do me harm. Guy at the front had a cowboy hat, selling recliners from the back of a cat. Walked through aisles of lamps and chairs. 1 couch whispered, "Nobody cares." Kept on moving, minding my own. Found a love seat made entirely of stone. Probably comfortable for about 6 seconds. Then you're calling an ambulance and asking questions. Saw a sign, "Everything must go," which seemed aggressive for a furniture show. Discount couch, that's all I need. Why's every normal thing in life turn into a mystery? Discount couch, I ain't asking much. I came here for furniture, now reality's out of touch. Found a couch marked 99, thought that ugly thing might work just fine. Lifted the cushion and what I find, a map, exit 17, highlighted in red this time. I said, "That's weird," then put it in my pocket, not my problem. Across the showroom, who do I see? Mr. Goose buying a recliner for free. Didn't even pay, didn't even sign. Manager thanked him and said, "Right this way, sir." Since when is Goose a sir? Then Colonel Kevin rolled through the door, followed by the Pelican from before. Raccoon carried the briefcase tight. Everybody vanished when I blinked twice. I started getting suspicious for about 4 seconds. Then I got distracted by a lamp shaped like Nixon. Discount couch, that's all I need. Why's every normal thing in life turn into a mystery? Discount couch, I ain't asking much. I came here for furniture, now reality's out of touch. I got a map, I got a key, I got a weird wallet, and somehow I still ain't got a couch. Finally bought one around 3:30, loaded it up with the help of a chimpanzee. Drove home happy till I heard a loud thunk. Pulled over and checked the trunk. Briefcase just sitting there, never seen it before. Didn't ask for it, didn't buy it, didn't even fit the color scheme. Yellow van passed me on the road, Goose in the window giving me a nod. Pelican pointed toward exit 17 like he expected me to know what that means. Then the radio clicked on by itself. CornBred, first time it ever said my name. CornBred, bring the static. then polka, then weather.
Got the couch on.
Still don't know where the briefcase came from. Radio knows my name now. That's probably fine, right? Right. Right? Man, I got invited to a wedding. Don't know the bride, don't know the groom, but the invitation said cornbread, so I figured I'd be rude not to go. Pulled up late in a rented suit, one shoe squeaked and the other one hooted. Lady at the entrance checked my name, looked confused, but let me in anyway. Reception hall packed wall to wall. Saw a magician catch a bouquet and fall. Grandma crowd surfing through the buffet line, stealing meatballs and drinking wine. DJ playing polka and G-funk beats. Everybody dancing in folding chair seats. Best man cried for 45 minutes. Nobody knew why, but they all respected it. I grabbed some shrimp and a little champagne. Thought for once maybe I'd avoid the strange. Wrong. Open bar disaster. Everything went south. I came for free food. Now confusion's coming out my mouth. Open bar disaster. What am I supposed to do? Everywhere I go these days, the weirdness follows through. Went to find my seat and nearly fell. Table 17, that rang a bell. Place card had my name printed clean next to Mr. Goose and Colonel Kevin. What do you mean? Goose showed up in a tiny tuxedo. Pelican wore a top hat from Toledo. Raccoon had the briefcase on his lap like he was guarding nuclear launch maps. I said, y'all know each other? Goose honked. Colonel Kevin nodded. Pelican said, depends who's asking. Then the wedding band suddenly stopped. Every light in the room went off. 5 seconds later they came back on. The briefcase was gone. Open bar disaster. Everything went south. I came for free food. Now confusion's coming out my mouth. Open bar disaster. What am I supposed to do? Everywhere I go these days, the weirdness follows through. At this point, I'm starting to think the goose is involved. Bride started yelling, groom climbed the table. Somebody accused the llama of cable theft. Not sure how that came up. Then I looked toward the parking lot. Yellow van parked in the exact same spot. Guy in a trench coat slid inside. Started the engine and took a drive. Radio by the DJ booth came alive. Attention citizens. The key and the briefcase must never. Static, then wedding music, then static again. I reached in my pocket looking for gum. Pulled out the key from the cemetery one. Still had the map folded next to it too. Didn't know what they meant, still don't. Then Mr. Goose looked me dead in the eye, like he was waiting for me to realize why. I nodded politely and ate another shrimp. Wedding was nice, cake was excellent. Still don't know who got married, and somehow I caught the bouquet. Hey! Man, I got a rash. That's the whole reason I came here. Let's not make this complicated. Pulled up to St. Gertrude's around 10. Receptionist looked familiar again. Pretty sure she sold haunted cheese back in track 1. But I ain't a snitch, so I said none. Took a clipboard and a number to wait. Mine said 117. I looked at the screen. They were on 8. Guy beside me had a ferret in a cast. Said the poor thing got into a jet ski accident. Across the room, a mime was arguing with a nurse, and somehow the mime was winning. That seemed worse. I sat down quietly, minding my own. Then my radio started playing through my phone. I never turned it on. Waiting room, what a place to be. I came here for a rash. Now the weirdness found me. Waiting room, somebody explain. Everywhere I go these days, things keep frying my brain. Finally called my name, walked in the room and nearly fainted from shame. Mr. Goose was wearing a lab coat. No, absolutely not. Goose checked the clipboard, adjusted his tie, honked twice and pointed at my eye. I said, "You ain't a doctor." He stared, fair point. Then he reached into a drawer, pulled out a photograph I'd never seen before. Picture showed yellow van, Colonel Kevin Pelican, raccoon, exit 17. And me standing there at the county fair. I said, "When was this taken?" Goose just honked and left. Waiting room, what a place to be. I came here for a rash. Now the weirdness found me. Waiting room, somebody explain. Everywhere I go these days, things keep frying my brain. Starting to think this goose has credentials. Outside around 4:30, yellow van parked beside the emergency door. Pelican talking on a payphone still, Colonel Kevin rolling slowly down a hill. Then the radio finally got through. CornBred again. CornBred, if you have the key. Static, bring the briefcase. Static, exit 17. Static, then polka. Oh, always the damn polka. I opened my trunk to grab my jacket. The briefcase was there, still there, waiting, almost like somebody wanted me to have it. I thought about opening it for one whole second. Then I got distracted by a vending machine selling tacos. Rash is gone. Goose might be licensed. Radio's still weird. And for some reason, the hospital gave me a coupon for tires. I got a summons in the mail. Didn't know what it was. Thought I won a toaster. Turns out it was court. Wobble. Pulled up downtown around 8:45. Still don't know what crime was mine. Lady at security took my keys, then confiscated a zucchini for reasons beyond me. Courtroom packed from wall to wall. Saw a donkey in overalls. Judge looked tired, clerk looked mad. Somebody's emotional support iguana looked sad. Found my seat in the second row. Still had no clue I had to go. Then the bailiff shouted, "Case 17." And my stomach dropped just a little. I object to all of this. I don't know what's happening, and I ain't signed up for it. I object. Can I go home? Everywhere I go these days, the weirdness has grown. Judge banged the gavel and called the case. Then Mr. Goose walked in with a briefcase. Whole courtroom stood, including the judge. I whispered, "Since when is Goose a lawyer?" Lady beside me whispered back, "Since always." That helped exactly 0. Colonel Kevin sat at the defense table. Pelican took notes when he was able. Raccoon wore glasses and a little vest. Honestly, he looked the most professional of the rest. Then Goose pointed directly at me. My stomach did a backflip. I object to all of this. I don't know what's happening, sign up for it. I object. Can I go home? Everywhere I go these days, the weirdness has grown. This was officially the worst Tuesday I've had all year. Goose opened the briefcase with a little flare. Everybody in the room just stared. I leaned forward trying to see inside. Then a guy sneezed and blocked my side. Are you kidding me? Radio somewhere inside the walls came alive. Attention citizens, static, the holder of the key. Static must proceed to static. Exit 17. Static. Then polka. The judge nodded like he'd heard it before. At this point, I wasn't shocked anymore. Then Goose slid a folder across the room straight to me. Everybody got real quiet. Folder said, property of CornBred. Well, that's concerning. I object to all of this. I don't know what's happening, and I ain't signed up for it. I object. Can I go home? Everywhere I go these days, the weirdness has grown. Court adjourned around 3:30. Everybody left except the Goose and me. He pushed the folder with his beak one time, like he wanted me to read the thing. I opened it. Inside was a map, a photograph, and a note. The note said, tomorrow. That's it, just tomorrow. Then Goose tipped his little hat, walked outside, and that was that. Yellow van waiting by the curb, pelican wave. Colonel Kevin gave me a thumbs up. I don't know why. Didn't get arrested, didn't win a toaster. Got a folder, and apparently tomorrow's gonna be a problem. Man, I just wanted to bowl a couple games, eat some nachos, mind my business. Pulled up to Lucky Larry's lanes, looking to forget all the weird-ass pain. Walked through the door, grabbed me some shoes. Guy at the counter said, we've been expecting you. Well, that's strange. Lane 17 was open and free. Every other lane had a family. Thought nothing of it. Grabbed my ball, saw a possum working behind the snack bar stall. First throw hooked straight into the gutter. Old lady laughed and called me a sucker. Second throw bounced and hit lane 2. Third throw somehow knocked down 32. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how. Bowling night, I came to relax, but every time I turn around, reality smoking crack. Bowling night, what can I say? Every normal thing I try to do gets weirder every day. Ordered nachos and a root beer float. Found a photograph inside my coat. Picture showed the fair, the lake, the court, every weird thing from before. Then I noticed something I'd missed somehow. In every picture, every single one, a sign. Exit 17 now. Hold on, that ain't normal. Then Mr. Goose wrote a strike on lane 4. Didn't even use a bowling ball. Bird just stared at the pins real hard. All 10 fell over. That's concerning. Colonel Kevin was running the arcade. Pelican playing Dance Dance Revolution all day. Raccoon carried that briefcase again like he'd been carrying it since track 10. Maybe he had. Bowling night, I came to relax, but every time I turn around, reality smoking crack. Bowling night, what can I say? Every normal thing I try to do gets weirder every day. Let's see, the wallet, the map, the key, the briefcase, the van, the goose, the radio, the photos, the signs. Man, That's a lot of stuff. Ninth frame tied up with a guy named Rick who claimed his beard could predict politics. Then every TV in the building switched. Bowling scores disappeared real quick. Screen said exit 17. Every screen, every lane, every monitor, even the claw machine. Radio came over the speakers. Attention citizens, static, then CornBred. Everybody looked at me. I looked at them, then tomorrow. Silence. Whole bowling alley went quiet, even Rick's beard shut up. Bowling night, I came to relax, but every time I turn around, reality smoking crack. Bowling night, bowling night. What can I say? Every normal thing I try to do gets weirder every day. Lost the game. Nachos were decent. Goose bowled a 300. And you know what? I think tomorrow I'm finally going to exit 17. Because this shit is getting ridiculous. Man, I finally made it. Exit 17. Let's see what all this nonsense is about. Pulled off the highway just after dawn. Same old map that I've been carrying on. The yellow van parked by an old dirt road. Everybody waiting like they already know. Colonel Kevin standing tall by the gate. Pelican pacing like he couldn't be late. A raccoon clutching that briefcase tight. Mr. Goose in his necktie looking serious tonight. Whole year felt like a fever dream. Funeral, wedding, laundromat scene. Bowling alley, pharmacy, horse. Every weird turn on every course. And somehow it all led here. CornBred, what's it all about? I've been following clues, trying to figure it out. CornBred, what was all this for? I got a key in my hand and a briefcase on the floor. Goose stepped up and handed me the case. Same one I'd seen all over the place. Slid me the key and gave a little nod, like the fate of the world was part of his job. Everybody gathered in a giant ring. Nobody said a single thing. I popped the lock and raised the lid, looked inside and nearly lost it. There it was, golden brown, still warm somehow. A loaf of cornbread just sitting there. CornBred, what's it all about? I've been following clues, trying to figure it out. CornBred, what was all this for? I got a loaf and a briefcase and I still need more. I looked at Goose. Goose looked at me. I looked at Pelican. Pelican looked at me. Finally I said, okay, who's hungry? Pelican gasped and grabbed his chest. Raccoon looked visibly distressed. Colonel Kevin dropped down to one knee, like I just solved some ancient mystery. I said, seriously, somebody explain. Pelican said, we needed cornbread. I said, but I am CornBred. He said, exactly. I said, for what? He pointed at the loaf. Wind blew through the trees. Goose honked once. Still nobody explained a damn thing. CornBred, what's it all about? 11 songs later and I'm still filled with doubt. CornBred, maybe that's okay. Some things in this world
just happened that way. So let's reveal. A goose stole my wallet. A van followed me around. A raccoon carried a briefcase, all because they needed me to get at some cornbread. I'm going to bed. Gonna give my pillow some head.